Hello, so today I'm going to be showing you how I created my scratch xylophone with the notation in the background. Today what you'll be doing, you don't actually have to even create the xylophone, you can just make a copy of what I've made and then I'll show you how to customize it a little bit. And then you can put whatever notation or letters or whatever you'd like in the background in order to make it so that your students can see both at once. That was my goal in creating this because my students have iPads. So while iPad does have a dual window display, it's not really easy for young kids to use, and there was no way that they could see the instrument and see the notes that they needed to play at the same time. So that is why I created this. So here you can see my project. This you can get from clicking on the link that I have sent out right there. And in order to start this, we're going to go to See Inside My Project in the upper right corner. So once I click on that, then you'll be able to see all of the different code that's inside my project. You don't really need to mess with any of this unless you want to customize. So let's say you wanted to change the sound that is made when you click on these. Right now it is set to a marimba sound. You can go over here and you can see that I have all of these different options. I could make this into a piano if I wanted. I could make it sound like any of these and even more. So here, this is a C. I could change it into a piano C. I could change it into a organ C, anything like that. If I wanted to change the actual note, I need to come down here, and this number 60 is actually the code for the note C. If I wanted to do D, it'd be 62, E 64, and so on. So that's how you change the sounds. If I came over here to D, I would have to change that one separately, and then I would change on E, and then on F. If I wanted to change the colors too, I can do that. I set them up so that they are boomwhacker colors, but if you wanted to do something different, you just go up here in the upper left to Costumes, and then you can change the colors right here. So that's how you customize it, but the main thing you probably are going to want to do is change this background. Right now I have this song, it's called the Frog Song, in the background, but you could make this any song in any type of notation. Here's how you do that. I'm going to go down to the bottom right here where it says Stage Backdrops, and I'm going to click on that, and then you'll notice that my backdrops pop up down here so I can edit them. Up in the upper left corner now I have a tab for backdrops. So here's the backdrop I currently have. I created this not in Scratch. I created it in Noteflight. Noteflight is a free music notation software. I just typed in the melody that I wanted my students to play, and then I took a screenshot of it and then uploaded that onto my computer. So when I took my screenshot, this is really important, I had to leave some blank room at the bottom here because otherwise my song would be right in the middle of my scratch paper. So I had to leave white space at the bottom so that the xylophone had room. It's not really easy to move it around once you upload it. So once you've taken this screenshot of your notation, whatever kind of notation you want, maybe you want to use some iconic notation or traditional Western notation, then the next thing you're going to do is go down here to choose a backdrop. That's in the bottom left. And you're going to go to upload a backdrop. So whatever image you just took, I just took that one screenshot, and then I'm going to upload it. And there it is. So now that's my backdrop there. Right now I have two of the same ones because I just uploaded the same example. But you could have two separate backdrops going on. Let's say if you had a two-page song, you just have to change the code here to switch the backdrop at a certain instruction. That can get a little complicated, but you can look up YouTube tutorials for that. So I don't really need two backdrops. These are duplicates. I'm going to delete this one. And then let's say that you wanted to, instead of having notation up here, let's say you wanted to have letters or you wanted to have instructions. I'm going to make another new backdrop, and I'm going to go down to Paint down here in the bottom left, and that creates a new one. And then I can click Text. And then I can type the notes or whatever I would like to type up there, instructions or whatever I would like, and then it will show up on my completed screen here. Now, right now in my code, I don't have anything that says it needs to be in this backdrop page 2. So if I want this to show up when I publish it, I got to make it page 1, unless I go change my code. I'm going to delete that, and then I'm going to show you now how to save this. If you had your notation or your letters or whatever, and you wanted to save it and publish it. You have to have an account in order to share, so make sure you've signed in and you have a Scratch account, but your students will not have to have an account, so don't worry about that. I'm going to go to File, Save Now, and it is saved. Then I'm going to go to See Project Page. And then you're back to the project page. Now yours will probably look different than mine because you're probably going to do a different song, and you can retitle it up here with whatever song you decide to use. Okay? And then once you are ready to share, you have to, again, like I said, make sure that you're signed in, and make sure that if you're on the project page, you have pressed the share button, which is up at the very top of the project page here. That has to be inside when you're editing. So once it's shared, I can go to my projects, I can go here, and I can take this link and copy it and paste it and share it with my students. I could put this link in Seesaw or in Canvas or whatever program you're using, and then your students will be led to this page. They will click here, and they'll be able to play along with the song. And that's how you make a Scratch xylophone with notation in the background. If you have any questions or suggestions or comments, you can feel free to reach out to me. Thanks.